What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the stream. We are just a little bit late because for some apparent reason, it wasn't picking up the chat, but we figured it out. We got it to work. Now we're able to see everybody on the chat. How's everybody doing today? Before we get started, I do want to take the time to say hello. How's everybody doing? Reggie in the building. We got the guy as well. We got Choco Chips in the building. We also got Autodox. We got Red, Queen Saber Blast, Gab, what's up? Geo, what's going on? Busta, what's up? Choco Chips, how's it going? My boy Blueverse, what's up? And then we also got Realtor, James, 33. What's up? Blinky Tech in the building. What else we got here? Did I miss anyone? We got my boy Danny in the house. We got 2074. What's up? Good to see you. And then we got Jaden and Betchy Poli with the peluditas in the building as well. Good to see everybody. What's up, Sean? How's it going? Good to see everybody here stopping by, hanging out. Glad to have everybody's hanging out as much as we possibly can. We're going to try to see what we cook today. We find a nice little 10X. Yesterday was such an interesting day, and it kind of started up this awesome conversation inside Boltz Alpha that today we're going to be talking about it. And I'm going to give you a quick snippet of what's going on, but I'm going to give you a quick snippet of what we are going to be talking about today before we dive inside what we're going to be looking for a plate. Is this still playing ads? Are you kidding me? Bro, I paid for the premium and it's still playing ads. What is wrong with this thing? Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, man. All right, anyways, we're going to be talking about the things, all right? So this is what we're going to be talking about. So we have fear buys late, conviction buys early. Okay? Fear buys late, conviction buys early. All right? That's the main thing. Why are these ads playing, dude? It's so annoying. All right, hold on. Let me pause this thing. Bro. Can someone find out what my Premiere is not working? Like, why is my premium not working? Sorry, guys. I need someone in the office to take care of my Premiere. What? Oh my. For my Spotify. I already logged out and logged in. Give me a second. I'm trying to sort out this whole ad stuff. What's up? We got Sabach in the building. How's everybody doing? Before we sort the whole audio thing, let me go ahead and let's dive in and take a look at what's going on with Pump, because apparently I can't start without the music. That's what I'm saying. So here's what we got. So listen, things cracking up onside the Pumpfun. This is what we have. 28,000 tokens, very similar to what we had. And now we have a maximum amount of graduation. Oh, now you send? Okay, I get it. Give me a second. Is the ad still playing? Yeah, I think the ad still ended up playing. If the ad plays again, I'm gonna be completely, dude. I'm gonna be so pissed off. All right. Anyways, all right. So we got 28,000 tokens, and then we have 355 that have graduated. Okay, that's what we have. Right? Dude, I am so flabbergasted, dude. Anyways, so this is what we have. So token launches, it actually went down. We went to 28,000 from 32. So that's not a bad thing because now we went up on graduations, which that means we have more tokens actually migrating, which is actually pretty good. Um, that's a good thing. It's a good sign. But we really want to focus primarily on the volume side of things. Which we're gonna go check right now. Let's go here. Pretty good. Pretty good when it comes to volume. We have a total of 92,000 on volume. We have everything else, it doesn't really matter, like bags, print, and bunk. It doesn't really matter, but the good thing is that pump is back almost crossing the 100 mark, which is actually pretty dope. Okay, so that's a good thing. Now, of course, we want to make sure that as things move and progress, that things get a little bit more bullish. Because that would be extremely awesome. Okay, but Mooey in the building. Good to see you, Mooey. If you So if we see this is actually pretty solid. Now, guys, listen, we're gonna be talking about something really important today. So I highly recommend if you guys have friends, family members, or anybody like that, please reach out, let them know what's going on. And boy, am I happy to see something. For those of you inside Boltz Alpha, recently, I would say I don't even know it was about a week ago or maybe a couple days ago. Some of you got a notification and you got a major alert inside Boltz Alpha, which was like the dip alerts. And you got a dip alert on a coin called Aliens. Aliens. It is ripping. Everybody. Aliens is on the move. So we're pretty happy about that. We're pretty excited about that. So Aliens is moving. If you guys are in Aliens, now's the time to pay attention. It came down to 400K. Now it's moving. It's moving. It's moving. We told you guys right around here. We said if it comes down here, you got the alert inside the alpha. Who picked it up? Right now, it's going from 4. A nice little 3x. I want to see if it breaks all time. The thing with Aliens is like supposedly, technically, we're supposed to get some major alien drop tomorrow. So we're pretty stoked about that. So hopefully, that comes into play. We get that alien drop and it breaks this, right? In from 600K dip the other month. Awesome, Jaden. Now, guys, listen, don't forget to take profit. Okay? Don't forget to take profit because when it goes up, you know, like you saw this crazy red candle here. A lot of people got shaken out of there on that big drop because a lot of people bought like around like 700, 800, 600, and it came down to 4. And don't forget to take profit because I mean it's not gonna go up forever unless we get like alien galore like the whole 2026. Then it'll probably keep going up forever, but it just went pretty crazy. Okay, so just wanted to give you guys a quick update because if you are following inside Boltz Alpha, it's a nice little 3x. Ideally, what I would recommend if you're up a 3x already, if you got in that 4, take some profit, get a little bit of get a little bit, leave a bag, and see what it plays out. Okay. Anyways, back to what we were talking about. Pumpfun volume is pretty good. Hey Boltz, quick question on about Boltz Alpha. Is there coins called every single day? So we call coins every single day except Saturday. So anything from Sunday all the way to Friday, we got calls every day. And fortunately, this month, we already have we're up to three coins that are up to 10x. and we theoretically should have 5, but we were kind of we were kind of we were kind of we were kind of a little bit, yeah. But multiple coins get called. Roughly, roughly, I would say like I like to keep it like around 3 coins per day. Sometimes we have hot days where we're like trading between 5 or 6. But the idea is trade less, make more. That's the whole point. So if we could theoretically nail a 10x every day, which is what we're trying to strive for, um, then we should be good. We should be good. We're gonna talk about that today too as well. So that's what's going on with Pump. And we have what's going on with Bitcoin. What's going on with Solana? We're gonna take a look at that. So Bitcoin currently right now it's at 80K, roughly where we want it to be, and where we were kind of positioning and saying what was gonna happen, what was gonna take place. So really, really good there at 80K. And Solana, remember we said we wanted it to 90. It's at 88. Hopefully this maintains. And the whole problem that happened today with the whole, people playing what was the name of that board game? It's like an old board game that Unks should know what it is, man. It's like an old board game, man. Like they put it out in the movies. Can't remember the name of it, but people were playing that board game today, man. And ships were shooting each other. So that's kind of like what happened today, and that's why we got a little bit of a dip, right? When it came when within the coins. Battleships, yes, battleships. So yeah, that one, that's literally what happened today. So that caused a little bit of a dip on the Bitcoin and Solana, but hopefully everything plays out right. Okay. So today we're gonna be talking about this particular thing, and I want everybody to pay attention to, because if you were inside Boltz Alpha, and you guys were in the conversation we were having, yo, my boy is bro, Uncoin to the moon. Anyways, so like if you guys were inside Boltz Alpha, yesterday I asked a very important question, right? I said, what is it that you guys are having trouble with trading? Because I always want to make sure that I'm on top of the fact of what you guys are facing, because what tends to happen is whenever you get to a certain portion in your port, things become a little bit more easier and a little bit less stressful, because you're not so worried about one of the biggest problems that you have when you first start trading, and that is fear. Okay, fear. And today we're going to be talking about that and how you could correct that, because I kind of want to make it where you guys understand the concept, and once you understand the concept, this theoretically should help you trade better. Okay, and when I mean trade better, I mean make more profit. Okay, and I'm going to give you guys a couple examples and on how you do it. So usually there is a saying among crypto natives, which is, I don't know if you guys have heard it, but it's called scared money don't make money. Okay, scared money don't make money. And when I first heard this, when I first started in crypto back in 2024, I heard it and it just didn't really click for me. It didn't make sense. And I was a little bit like, you know what? That doesn't really resonate. So I tried and I said, what could possibly be a bit of better terminology for that? And I came up with this quote, which is fear buys late, conviction buys early. And one of the most important things, and I'm going to show you guys here on the chart, and I'm going to walk you through exactly what I mean by that, is last night we bought this coin called Track Hunter, which is, as you guys know, you know, that's literally what the meta is right now, is the virus that's going on. So if I go here and I go to alerts, I'm going to show you guys something here. Not alerts, but watch list here. We go to watch list. We go to May. We go to, by the way, just as a quick side note, Uta from our call inside Boltz Alpha, that's 62 mil so far. Whew. Waiting for it to hit 100, baby. Waiting for it to hit 100. So anyways, Track Hunter, we went here. And on this one, we called it at 10K. Okay. So Busta, let me know what you're having problems with Trojan, and we'll try to figure it out. Okay. So we called it at 10K. Now from 10K, this thing ran up to 325. Granted, it didn't happen overnight. It actually took a couple hours. It took between 6 to 8 hours for this to actually happen and take place. Now, from this point to this point, that is a 32x. Okay, that is a 32x. Now we called another coin yesterday called E, which also 10x. So theoretically speaking, we had two 10x calls. Now I do want to point out things because I want to make it completely transparent with you guys. Is we also had I think we had two L's yesterday. We bought a coin that got PvP'd, and then we got another coin that got PvP'd. Eventually, we were able to break even, but some people actually took a couple, took an L. So we had two L's. But the thing is, I want to tell you guys is this, okay? I want to tell you this, and this is how simple math is, okay? And I'm gonna show you guys what I mean by that, okay? Let's say this is 1 Solana right here, okay? And I go ahead and I bought this coin, this track 100 coin, and I put in 1 Solana here at 10K. Let's say you put 0.5. Let's just make it a little bit more more native, right? So 0.5. This thing runs to a 32x. I'm not saying wait till it runs to a 32x. Okay, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just going to give you an example. Let's say for some apparent reason you're like that there's no way that's going to hit 32x. But I think it's going to at least hit a let's say a 8x, right? Instead of 10, I'm just going to go for 8. And let me even bring the bar even lower. Let's say 5, okay? So if you were to say I genuinely feel like from 10 it can hit 50. It can hit 50 without a problem. I'm just gonna see what happens. So you buy the coin, and theoretically speaking, if you wait for it to hit 5, you have 2.5 Solana right from your 5. Now, granted, that's 2.5 that you actually just completely sold out. You didn't leave a bag. Okay, this is just for educational purposes that we're doing it. Usually, I always recommend leaving a bag, but this is just so you guys can kind of understand. That's 2.5. Okay. And then we have another bullet. We're going to duplicate this one. And this one, we took an L. We lost our 0.5. Okay. And then we're going to duplicate another bullet. And then this one, we broke even. Okay. So we got 0.5 when we came out with 0.5. And then I'm going to put another one here. All right. And this one we hit the 5x again, and we hit 2.5. Okay. Now, if I look at this in retrospect, and I kind of figure out what this is doing, I genuinely made 5 Solana, but I lost pretty much. I'm 0.5, but let's just say we lost 1 Solana. Okay. Incomplete. We lost one. We broke even on one. We probably took an L on a coin, and we took an L on another coin. We lost 1 Solana. So relatively speaking, you ended up the night with a +4. The problem is when you let this part of the equation, which is scared money don't make money, disallow you from holding for that 5x or holding for that 10x. Now, I'm not saying every single coin's going to do that. But what I am saying is there is more reward for you holding for that 5x to 10x than there is for you to just instantly sell at a 2x. And I'm going to explain how this makes perfect sense for you guys, right? I'm going to explain it, how you're going to de-risk this, because that's the main thing. I don't want you to be like, dude, I'm going to put in 1 Solana and it's going to let it ride. No. I want you to keep in mind that there is a better alternative. Okay. Now, how would you play this? And we're going to go back to the chart and I'm going to give you an example. Let's say you follow my thesis and you follow my instructions. And I say, if you buy a 10 at 2x, which is 20K, you go ahead and you sell. Let's say you put in 1 Solana and you sell. Let's say you get let's say you know what? Let's say you get 0.15. So you took away 75%. You took away 75% of the coin, and now you have we got pods in the building. We got you got 1.5, and now you have 0.5 at 20K. Okay. So we're gonna put it right here. You got 20.5 at 20K. This is the problem that I think a lot of you guys are struggling and a lot of you guys are having problems with, okay? If you already 2x, if you already made up, if you already made up your trade and you came out with profit. So in this case, you came up with 0.5, you put in 1 Solana, you came up 0.5, so you're positive 0.5, okay? And you have 5 in here, 0.5. All right, yeah, 0.5 here. What does it hurt you to wait for this to actually hit 200K? Does it hurt you at all in any sense? Because if this were to hit 200K, which it did, hit right here, you literally would come up with how much? I want to see if you guys are following me. How much do you make at 20K, 0.5 to 200K? How much do you end up making? 5 Solana. Very good. Okay, very good. Okay. Now, tell me what trade looks better. Does it look better if I were to buy at 10K, sell my 2 Solana, and come out with 2 here? Or does it look better if I end up with a total of 6.5 Solana in my bank? What trade looks better? Right? 6.5. The problem is the majority of you guys are not doing this because usually when I ask or when I say like, did you hold? Did you wait? Did you this? I sold. And it was like, guys, like the whole point of this is to make sure that you're de-risking as much as you possibly can. And the reason we like to de-risk as much as we can is because we're literally buying these coins at bottom. Like we are not top blast. I mean, some coins we have top blasted, okay? But we are not top blasting coins. We are not buying coins at 1 million. We're not buying coins at we're like, we're getting into a trade. We're trying to buy these coins as low as you possibly can. The problem is you guys, and some of you guys, not everybody, but some of you guys are in the concept of, you guys have a lot of fear. And I understand where this fear comes from because I had it too when I first traded. It's like your mind is so perpetuated where you're making the trade, you got profit back, but you're so worried about losing the 0.5 and not thinking about the possibility of what that 0.5 could become. Okay. And you are so worried, like you see the chart chopping down. It's like, oh no, it's not going to go to 0.5. It's not going to, it's like my 0.5 be like 0.4 now. It's 0.3. Oh my goodness, I'm panicking. I'm selling. And you end up with like 0.8 when you theoretically could have ended up with 6.5. And that's why I kind of want to prepare you guys so you guys can understand that this is something that not only generally happens a lot in the trenches, but a lot of you guys are falling under the same trap and the same mistake. And I want to avoid you making the mistake. I'm not saying you're going to take an L. I'm not saying bad things might not happen. What I'm saying is the likelihood of you 10xing inside Boltz Alpha is pretty high. And the likelihood of that happening often is pretty high. Now, what I'm telling you is make profit on the 2x, leave a bag, and let it ride for a 10x, 8x, or at least even a 5x, because I want you guys to make sure you make more, okay? Because the whole point is building your port. So when a good coin comes out, or we get a really good dip inside the, buy the dips and sell the rips video, you have enough allocation to where you say like, you know what, this is running. I'm gonna put a big chunk in here because I know I could double my port, and now your port's looking like 50 Solana, 100 Solana. That is the whole point. The problem is I don't want you guys to be like, Petunia in the building. Talking about a duck, the ducks actually showed up to my house, and dude, there was like these 2 ducks, and they were going ham on the grass. Like, dude, to be honest, I didn't even know they ate grass. Like, dude, they were like chumping it down, like it were like In-N-Out burgers. Like, I was like, well, what are we feeding these ducks? Like, right. But anyways, I digress. But that's kind of like what I wanted to tell you guys. Now, if you guys have any questions about this, let me know. But this is super duper important that I want you guys to understand and get in your head that if you're gonna be making money in this space, you gotta eventually 10x the majority of the time to just accumulate enough port to be able to make big plays. because the more you have, the more you're able to play. I'm going to show you guys a quick example. Look, let me show you guys. Let me delete this. And this is super important because I've seen this so much on X, and it's a bit annoying. And the reason it's annoying is because I'm gonna show you. I hate calling my boy Crash out, but I'm not calling him out. I'm just trying to make some sense so people could understand. Right? He recently put it out tweet. Let's see, Crash. Yeah, cool. Really good KOL, one of the best ones out there. But he put out a tweet today, and it was this one, okay? And no, was it this one? Hold on, it wasn't this one. It was. Was it this one? I know that's one. Wow, he's been tweeting a lot. Where is it? I'm trying to find his tweet here. No. I saw the tweet. I was oh yeah, this one right here. Okay. So this is the biggest problem I have with crypto Twitter right now, okay? And the reason I have a problem is I do not fall under that category where I have a problem with this, but I do know a lot of people that follow me, or a lot of people that are trenching, or a lot of people that are trying to make it out of the trenches don't have this allocation, okay? So he says you only need 0.2% from a meme coin that will hit 5 billion market cap, okay? Or 0.10% of the coin if it hits 1 billion, and you will make a lot of money. Now, I'm going to go show you guys the coin he's referring to, and we're going to see how much money you need to put in order for you to actually get that percentile, okay? So if we go to all right, let's go here. So this is on Ton, and this is right now it's at 51 million, okay? So let's do this. Let's put USD, okay? So we're here. Can you guys see this? Okay, here. So in order for me to get that percentile of this coin, I would need to put about let's see, if I were to put $500, that's not even coming close. Hold on. Let's see. I would need to put roughly. Oh, let's see. That's 900. No, I need to get about 10. I need to get about a million. No, 10 million tokens. So that would be roughly a million. So if I were to put $500, that's only 9,000. Okay. So I would have to put, if I put $5,000, that's 97. So if I were to put 50,000, okay, that's roughly almost a mil. So $50,000. Alexa in the building. Theoretically speaking, I would need to put in like about $50,000 here, to come close to that percentile. Okay. Now I'm gonna ask you guys out here out here. All right, I'm gonna ask you guys, how many of you guys have $50,000 to gamble with? Like, I'm talking about gamble because you could lose it. Okay, so I'm just letting you know, there's a possibility this chart could come down. Okay, so there's nothing is certain, and this is a casino. There's a possibility we could go from 50 and it could come down, like for some apparent reason. I'm not saying I don't think the coin's gonna go up. I'm just saying, who has $50,000 to say, you know what, I'm willing to throw that in that coin because I believe. Like, how many of you guys have that money? Okay. And that is the disconnect that I see, not only um in CT, but I see it so much prevalent in a lot of people's comments. And I'm my biggest gripe is, dude, people don't have that money. Like, there's people literally here in the trenches trenching with like $100. You know, there's people trenching with like maybe 500, maybe 1,000. You know, like maybe like 10,000 the most. And they don't have that allocation where they could say, I'm going to go and put every single amount of money I have on this coin and take that gamble. And that is the biggest problem that a lot of people tend to have. And that's the reason why I'm a little bit like on the fence with that, because I don't have a problem with losing $50,000. I just know a lot of people have a problem with it. So it's like, even if this were to hit a billion, which is, I mean, the possibility narrative is pretty good, but how many of you guys have the time to wait, have the time to lose of possibly having that dump? Now, the question is, can you still lose on trading like these? Yeah, you could. But there's a lot of you guys who are not putting in $50,000 on these plays. Some of you guys are just kind of putting like the least as possible as you can. Like $5, $10, $20, $3. So it all depends. It all depends on how do you see the perspective, right? So that's why it's super important. And I really wish people would understand that in order for you to break out of this mentality, this fear mentality, you have to get to the point that whatever you're putting in, um, you don't have a problem losing. That you could literally go buy it and then be like, you know what, I bought it. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to wait for that to cook. But a lot of people, like, you're just like watching the chart go up, watching the chart go down, because you have that fear. You have that fear, right? Of actually losing. You have that fear of actually losing. And that's the big problem. Side note, this reminds me, are you able to make a ton wallet setup tutorial on Boltz Alpha later? Yes, we will get to that. We will get to that. I'll make a quick snippet for that one, man. I was really, to be quite honest, I was waiting for at least one of these terminals to add it, but it looks like they're not adding it, so we'll definitely make one for you guys. All right. Okay. So I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions regarding this, I want you guys to keep this quote in your head. Fear buys late, conviction buys early. Our whole point is to buy early. So when things candle, like, like this, we didn't buy this one early, but I'm just going to give you an example. Like this one here. When you see this candle right here, that is when you kind of want to make sure you're actually in the coin before it moons. Okay. So that's what we want to do. Or this one right here, which was crazy yesterday. Okay. That's where you want to be in. Okay. So those are the main things you guys want to focus on. Now, you said you wanted me to look at a coin called Rage, right? That's correct. Rage. I think it's Rage. I think it's the one that ran to almost 900K, if I'm 100%. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So before I answer this question about this coin, couple questions. I want to know first if you're in it. Number two, what's your average on this? And number three, give me your thesis. I want to know what your thesis is. Like, why is this coin important? Why is it relevant? Because I want to start helping you guys be able to kind of identify stuff and knowing if it's a good coin or if it's a bad coin. Now, remember the concept we talked about yesterday. Yesterday on Tuesday on how coins go up. So whenever you look at a coin, I want you to think, will this coin go up? Will this coin go up? And how high will this coin? Because of troll. So you think this coin will go up because of troll? So to you, would this be a beta play on troll, or this would be like, yes, the stages of coins. So your thesis is, since troll's going up, this is going to go up. I want to make sure I get the thesis right. Yes. Okay. So what is your, like, are you in the coin, or are you trying to get into the coin? Because it determines, the answer kind of determines that the answer to that question. Yeah, right now. So right now I know you guys are like, we're gonna trench a little bit. Not yet. Okay, so theoretically speaking, right now would be a bad time to buy. So if you're looking to get into this one, I would not be buying this right now. Ideally the buy zone would have been this 240, 245, because it's pretty much this is what I call a dead zone. And it's one of the most coolest zones in there, because it's either the coin's gonna die or it's gonna come back up, right? And usually you want to buy at this zone because you could probably take a 20% or 30% loss, but you could also get a pretty good gain. Like you saw here, it went from almost 300, almost to a clean 3x. Okay. So right now would not be a good time to buy this. Ideally, the setup here would probably be to wait to see if it comes down here to 400. Still pretty choppy because it depends on if it gets bought back again because it already had a push up. So ideally, you would want to wait to see if it comes back here to 500, 400K, and maybe take a little bit of dust in there and see if it bounces back and test this 1.2. But right now would not be a bid zone. I mean, the thesis is like theoretically, the higher Troll goes, the higher this would go. It makes sense, but relatively speaking, it's not in a good buy zone at the current moment. All right, so aliens. I gotta come back and visit. I keep getting pings on aliens. It's like brr, brr, brr. Yep, 1.4. 1.4. 1.4 on aliens. I repeat, 1.4 on this. See, this is literally what we're putting here, which is you buy the fear, right? Fear buys late, conviction buys early. What do we have? Conviction, right? We had conviction. Right here, no one's buying. Everybody's scared. Everybody's selling. Everybody's panicking selling right here. We're buying down here, and now we're just riding it up. All right, we're riding it up. If it comes back to 200, that's a 5x. If it goes up, because tomorrow we get more release on the alien files, this should go up. Now, am I telling you to buy? Like, I would not be buying at the current moment because we were smart and we bought at 400. But that's what we want to see. Like, that's how we want to trade. That's how you want to be smart, and that's why Boltz Alpha works, because it is super duper important. Now, my boy says, what about Spark and Rudy? So this is what we have on Spark. So I love Spark. Big, big, big fan on Spark. And ideally, you wanted to get in here at this 252 range, right? It's come down quite a lot exponentially. But for this particular coin, I'm giving you guys a warning. I give the warning every single time. And I say it, it's like, guys, this coin is not, I personally feel, and I'll be happy if it actually runs up before this, but I don't expect this coin to go super high anytime soon. I'm looking for Q3 or Q4. Now, I could be completely wrong and it doesn't go up by Q3 or Q4, or I could be completely right, but I'd rather be right at 250K and not right at 10 million. you know what I'm saying? I'd rather be right at 250K and see my bad girl like maybe like a 10x, 20x than to be right at 10 million and it just goes up a 2x. So that's how I see it, right? That's how I see it. That's how I position myself. So 250, I could lose 30%. I don't have a problem with losing 30%. But if I could make up a 20x on that entry, I'm with it. I'm with it. Rudy's another one that I like a lot. The thing with Rudy is like I feel like this is gonna be another slow cook just because this needs a couple catalysts. So right now it kind of fell down here to this 500 range, which is what we talked about in the Boltz buy the dip, sell the rips. Really good entry here. Ideally, I don't want to see it to dip any lower. I kind of don't want it to come down to 300. Could possibly happen, but I just don't want it to come down here. But ideally, there's a possibility it could, but it requires a catalyst. Now, this is one of those coins that catalyst could happen in the sense of this is like one of the most bullish things inside TikTok right now. A lot of posts regarding Rudy, and I feel like we're kind of really really early to Rudy. It's a good thing and also a bad thing. The reason it's a good thing is because once, like, everybody knows the biggest game's coming out this year. Everybody knows, right? Like, everybody knows, everybody's waiting. Like, we'll probably end up playing it on stream or something or see what happens. But everybody knows we're getting one of the biggest games that's coming out. And everybody and their mom is going to be playing that game. So if Rudy gets introduced into that, I think it's going to blow up. Now, could this be a big catalyst? Yes, but we got to wait till November. So we're pretty far off, right? So I don't know how much the chart's going to hang on there, how high it's going to go. Ideally, what I want to do with this play is hopefully you get into a good spot, like maybe like around 400 to 500K. It 2x's, you get profit and you leave a bag and just wait for it, wait for God to do its thing, right? That's where we have it. But I like it. I like Rudy a lot. All right, so here's what we have in trenches. So in trenches, we have the following. I know this one is based on the virus as well. So this guy, I think he's the first guy that got the virus, and I have no idea how to figure out if they're actually sending him sending him the allocation. I would have to look into it. This is once again another virus coin, 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 and we got another virus coin, another virus code, and we got another one, and we have another one, and another one. Okay, so that is literally what we have. So everything is about the virus. Okay, everything is about the virus. So that's what's going on right now. I don't see anything else that's kind of sticking out except for the UFO alien stuff. But we already are in that. Like we're already like this is the advantage we have, right? Like, we're already in the runner. Like we're already in the runner. So we're perfectly fine with the runner. Now, will a new meta or something else come out? Yeah, I'm pretty sure something else will come out. But right now, that's like the main thing currently running right now. And plus, a lot of people sold out of a lot of accounts to go buy the runner, which was the Kanta. Like if I look at the Bernie chart, right? Bernie, did I feel sorry for this chart because so many whales sold out of Bernie to go buy the Hanta. Like look at this. Oh my goodness, look at it. Crazy. Look at this. Brrr. From that 10K range that it was holding came down and everybody went to Hanta. So that's what's up with that. So this one's at 13. Ideally, like to be quite honest, like Hanta should at least hit 30 mil. Like I'm hoping it does. Like it got shielded by Elon, so hopefully it goes up there. Um So that's what's going on. But we're gonna look for something. We're gonna see if something comes up. If something cooks here. Um I know a lot of people are pushing this kind of like hackathon that would happened. Um so we'll see what happens. Which I think I think it's this one, right? Which is similar to this one. Let me just go check this one. Uh yeah, this is the hackers, yeah. um that's crazy. But this one's already kind of running already, so um this one's already in the move. Hold on, it says AWS currently ongoing maintenance will affect the fee. Okay, so I guess that's what you were asking. That's what you were asking about. What was going on? So the AWS is affected. So that's why you're not seeing the market cap on certain tokens. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it affected Dex. Uh no, Dex is pretty good. 12. Yeah, Dex is pretty fun. It might just be a it just made it be a thing on Trojan. Can you make a video of like top 5 meme coins both on ETH and so that we could size to for a midterm hold? So this is the thing. So I like to explain, and I'm gonna explain it with Alion's post here. Hold on, give me a second. Let me pull this up here. So this is the biggest problem we have right now in the trenches. Okay, one of the biggest problems we have. Um, where is it at? Give me a second. Okay, so I've been saying this for a while. I'm kind of glad he actually said it because him saying it made it go very very bullish and very kind of capitulate. But what I've been saying is that predictive marketing is literally the same thing as meme coins, and I genuinely feel that meme coin trading is better than predictive marketing. The reason is that predictive marketing, the likelihood that it takes for you to actually be able to make a ton return is lengthy, or very short-lived. Kind of very similar to meme coins. It's just that the length is actually the problem. Number two is by the majority of the time you get a chance to actually enter in a good position on a predictive marketing, you either have to have some really, really important inside information or know that something's going to happen at a certain time and get in at the right time. And the thesis that he's pointing out here is that this is pretty much predictive marketing when it comes to the virus thing that we had today, right? The whole predicting of the virus. And this is pretty much what happened within the meme coin space. And the interesting analogy he makes is that um there was about 3 days that this coin was literally below 500K. Okay. And everybody had a chance to enter the coin at that range before it actually ran up to almost 20 million. So what he's saying is basically what I've been saying for almost a year now is meme coins are literally um predictive marketing just better. And the thing I want to ask you guys a question is how many of you guys have come into the trenches, hopped into the trenches, and you come in here and you actually find out something happened in the news without finding out of that news event from either the news or any other place? Like, how many of you guys actually get your news from meme coin trading? That's actually the question I'm asking. Okay, how many of you guys have come in here like, and you're like, oh crap, I didn't know that happened. Like, whoa, they made a meme coin. Oh, okay, that happened, right? All the time. So that is literally what he's trying to say, and what I've been saying before is like sometimes this is the meme coin just goes a lot faster than the actual news outlet comes out of, right? And that is the catalyst that I personally feel, and that's what I've been saying. I even wrote a thesis how meme coins are gonna basically become everything, is because um there is no other better alternative at the current moment. If there was, I would be in it. To make money on events and things that happen in our everyday life and make money out of it. Predictive marketing is good, just that it doesn't have enough volume to sustain the trades, right? There's roughly not enough people trading predictive marketing at the current moment that are that's able to justify the trades and all that stuff. So personally, I agree with him 100%, and that's what I'm saying. I hope that Hanta token at least crosses 30 mil just to kind of validate that thesis. I mean, it already hit, it already ran up to 20, but I just hope it can validate that thesis a little bit more. Yeah, facts. I got news faster in the trenches 100%. Yeah, that's basically what happens, okay? I'm getting my news from the meme coins at the point. Yeah, yeah, 100%. Boltz Alpha, the first I heard of the virus, and now in Australia. Yeah, that's how we do it, man. That's how we do it. Like for example, this this right here, this the hacking thing that happened right now. I mean, it's too late for us to get into it right now because it's already kind of like it's moving. It's kind of like at 400K already. But that's a good narrative, right? Once the news starts picking it up, you're already making money, and that's what's great about trading coins. It's like, you're making money as the news is flying, which is awesome. You just got to be there on time or when it happens. Okay. Okay. So basically, right now we have three major things happening. We have the virus. We have the UFO thing. Okay. And we also have the hacking event. So those are like the three major things that are currently happening at the current moment. I think we're gonna get another interesting narrative. It's just the narrative hasn't come out at the current time. And once it comes out, we will capulate and try to take a bid here. But right now, it's like if you noticed alien, virus, you know, like non-relatively coins that don't really aren't really gonna go up. This one probably would be interesting. This Jack one, um, because he is the one that's sick of the virus. It's just like I feel what's gonna end up happening is more people are gonna get sick. They're gonna create a bunch of different names of people that are sick, and it's just gonna kill the narrative in that sense. Um, so a lot of people are kind of allocating money into the Hanta just because that's what kind of Elon shield at the current moment. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully the chart um moves up and people make profit, and then people will start trading some more stuff But as we currently look for here, we're gonna look for more stuff that happens into the week. And I think it's we were really fortunate to actually tap into this one, the track hunter. I really thought this was gonna go even higher, but unfortunately the PvP kind of messed it up. Okay. But we still made some pretty good gains on it, you know? So that was really, really important. I still think we find another 10x today. It's just I don't feel like it's gonna be very promising that, it's gonna be regarding the virus or anything like that. We kind of have to find something that's not related to that. The the cool one would have been to get the hack one, but the hack one actually already happened. So um this mask one, we already saw mask one run yesterday, which was a really good one. Um let's see what else we have here. Commanders, the normies. This is the same thing. Uh, that's the same thing. Interesting though enough, like I remember a lot of the trenches actually did pretty well when the coronavirus came out. So I don't know if we were to go on lockdown. Um, I mean the trenches might heat up. Axiom is not up to date at the current moment. Yeah, I think they're just having a problem with the with so usually when the AWS goes out, that means that so it technically tends to happen when something happens in Iran, um, because the servers are over there. No, Trojan is not. Hold on. Yeah, so usually that tends to happen with the AWS. So hopefully that gets resolved. See what else we got here. Yeah. Oh, you missed Claude? Yeah, 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 yeah. That one ran up. That one ran up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because it didn't show up on here on the feed. I'm amazed it didn't get PvP'd because usually it'll get PvP'd, right? Yeah, the token's not even coming out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is all bugged out at the current moment. So, well, actually, did it come back? Let's see. I think it might have come back here. Huh. Well, this looks so out of place. Bro, I don't even know. I don't know, man. We're probably gonna have to move. We're probably gonna have to move to another trading terminal. And see what happens over there because yeah, it's probably because of what's happening over there. Because their servers down. Yeah, their servers down. So we'll see that might be the reason why I'm not getting the chat. I also, the chat the stream chat. Yeah, that's probably the reason why we're not getting the stream chat as well. Yeah, we will have to move to Axiom tonight. Yeah, we're probably gonna have to move to Axiom or Terminal and see what happens over there. That's why it's always good. Like that's why I always say, listen, guys, you should always have an account on each one because you never know what happens. I remember when we lost, I think Axiom went down and you couldn't log in for like I think it was like maybe an hour. We were like, okay, cool, we'll just move over to Bullocks, and then we're like, then Bullocks had an issue where like you weren't able to buy some tokens, and then we're like, okay, well, let's move back to Axiom. So it's always good to have an account on every one of them because you never know. Okay, so that's a quick tip I want to give you guys. So right now, guys, this is literally what is this Diet Coke shortage? Are we having Diet Coke shortage? Uh, yes. Oh, we probably I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to check into it, but I did miss Cloud because of this the issue with the terminal. So hopefully we're able to resolve it. I'll probably move over to a different trading terminal. Trojan is currently right now at the current moment. It looks like it's working, but if I look at this token, the token looks weird. Let me look at. Let me see if this one has updated. Hold on, because I do know what this is at. Give me a second. Where's it at? So that seems to work. Let me see. This is moving. This just migrated. It seems to be working. I'll just have to double check. Trying to see if these are coming in though. This 26 minutes ago. 20. Yeah. So these are. It seems like it's all frozen. Where's this at? Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, see, because this is at 400K market cap. Okay, so the buys are coming in, so it looks like it's kind of updated, but please find something good. I really need it. 4996, bro. We're always finding good stuff, man. We're always finding good stuff. The thing is, are you gonna be able to lock in if we find something good? That's the main question. And if you are, how come you're not inside Boltz Alpha, brother? Get you in there, man. By the way, the guy, he said, yo, if you call a really good one on the TG, I'm going to hop on Boltz Alpha. So we hope to see you there, man, because you should have gotten pretty good. Yesterday, we got some really good ones, especially E did really, really well. The problem with this cloud, I think we're going to have PvP because they're going to be like, no, that's not the name of the doll. Right? Oh, man. Allocated 5 SOL for today. Goal is to turn into 20 to 30. Let's make it happen, Jaden. Now remember, please do not overbid because I know a lot of people have this issue where they have 5 Solana, they'll like ape 1 Solana per play. No, allocated, spread it out, man. Spread it out. Cut like if you have 5, dude, you can literally cut that down to like 20, split it in 20, split it in 30, whatever, if you feel comfortable with. But make sure you let coins ride. Take your 2x, take a little bit of profit, let the rest ride where you're able to make a good gain off of it. If it 10x's, that's the way to play it, brother. That's the way to play it. Let's see what we have. What is this? Let Ralph. Oh, it's the same thing with Ralph. Oh yeah, guys, I did want to tell you guys. Listen, currently right now, inside Boltz Alpha, we're building this amazing tool that will help you like you have no idea. Okay, the tool that we have is a trading analyzer that will kind of help you filter out whether you should be bullish or bearish about a coin. So it's actually pretty good. We're testing it out. We're kind of sorting out a couple of wrinkles that it has, but so far it's looking pretty solid. It should probably when should it probably be live, Gio? What do you got? What do you got for us? Late next week? Okay, I'm liking it. Yeah, so we put a lot of allocation. We put a lot of like analysis and stuff like that I've been working on, and it should help you guys quite a lot. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. And then of course, if you're inside Boltz Alpha, you guys are gonna be first to test it out. But it's actually pretty good. Only inside Boltz Alpha. So let's make it happen. Let's see what this is at. It's not working on newer pairs. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to switch terminals for tonight. And then we'll try to catch a runner here because I'm not getting any like through these filters. So we're probably gonna switch the terminal and see what happens. But we'll definitely see if we catch a 10x today. Now that's gonna wrap it up for me for today, fellas. We're gonna be back again on Tuesday next week, and we'll see what we catch. Don't forget, if you hit a 10x, go out, have some fun throughout the weekend, relax, meditate, drown out the signal, drown out the noise, work on your signal. That's the most important thing that we could do. What terminal do I think is best? Actually, a pretty good question, man. So, um, let me put it this way, okay? All of them have really good stuff. My thing is, when I'm trading, I want to make sure I am trading with the least amount of fees possible. Okay. And what I mean by that is like if I am trading 50 Solana, 100 Solana, I don't want to be taxed too high for that. And I also want to have the advantage of making more back with the trade than I would. Currently, right now, Trojan's the only, like, it's the one that pays the most. So that's why I think it's the best one because it helps you save that. Now, as far as features are concerned, that's like up in the air between you know, Axiom and Terminal. Terminal has a really good feature that no one has, so that's actually pretty solid. It's just you pay a little bit more to use it. Um So I would say like if you have money and you don't really care, then one would be an option. If you don't have a lot of money and just want to make sure you're making money back as you're trading and have a chance to actually win some Solana, then Trojan. That's kind of how I would put it out. All right, guys. So that's gonna wrap it up for me. We're gonna try to see if we can finish that analyzer by the end of this week, so you guys can test it out on the Boltz Alpha. We're gonna try to see if we can clock in a 10x inside Boltz Alpha. We're gonna switch things up right here. I'm gonna go grab some coffee. We're gonna log back in, and then everybody should be good to go. I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of the weekend. And I hope everybody has a really good Mother's Day. Now, listen, if you have your mama, if your mama's alive, all right, or if you are a mama, all right, go buy her something. Go waste some Solana. Go get something for your mama so she can be happy. All right. Make sure you guys go out, take her out, go have some fun. So everybody have a wonderful weekend. Take care, and I will see you guys on the next stream on Tuesday. Have a wonderful one. Talk to you guys later, and I'll see everybody inside Boltz Alpha. Let's find a cook.